investigation is headed by Deputy Director of the Russian National Defense Commander and has been on assignment in North Korea since Tuesday. There's been no word on the mission from the Russian military. However, almost simultaneously with news of the visit, the Russian Foreign Ministry stated that Moscow is using any opportunity for direct communication and will continue to do so, including with the help of the Defense Ministry. The Deputy Foreign Minister stated that North Korea is our neighbor. We must develop relations with this country. The Russian military has traveled to North Korea to activate a settlement of the crisis in the region. The deputy head of the Defense Ministry's Public Council told Interfax that the aim of the military, political, and diplomatic efforts is clear. All sides should be put back at negotiations table to put away provocative and threatening military rhetoric and demonstration of force. He noted that such missions are part of a roadmap proposed by Moscow and Beijing, which seeks a solution to the nuclear tensions through dialogue. This comes at a time that Rex Tillerson stated that the U.S. is ready to talk anytime North Korea wants. Reuters reported the day after that despite Tillerson overture, the White House says it's not the right time for North Korea talks. No negotiations can be held with North Korea until it improves its behavior, says a White House official, raising questions about U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson's offer to begin talks with North Korea anytime and without preconditions. Given North Korea's most recent missile test, clearly right now is not the time, said a White House official. Meanwhile, the Daily Mail is asking the question, is Kim planning another missile launch for this weekend? Experts fear North Korean leader will carry out new tests to mark the anniversary of Kim Jong-il's death. A Washington, D.C. think tank has warned of potential weapons of mass destruction activities in North Korea, with December 17th seen as a possible date for a new ballistic missile test. Previous North Korean dictator Kim Jong-il died on that date in 2011. In the past, North Korea has used these dates with rocket tests and military drills. In research released in late November, the respected Center for Strategic and International Studies said date analysis showed elevated chances for provocations by the secretive nation within 4 weeks. Meanwhile, Kim Jong-un vowed to develop more nuclear weapons on Tuesday, while personally decorating scientists and officials who contributed to the development of North Korea's most advanced intercontinental ballistic missile, the Hwasong-15. Kim Jong-un said on Tuesday the scientists and workers would continue manufacturing more latest weapons and equipment to bolster up the nuclear force in quality and quantity. And Reuters is reporting that North Korea on Thursday warned it would take merciless self-defensive measures should the United States enforce a naval blockade, which Kim Jong-un sees as an act of war. Citing a foreign ministry spokesman, the North's KCNA news agency said a naval blockade would be a wanton violation of the country's sovereignty and dignity. U.S. President Donald Trump was taking an extremely dangerous and big step towards nuclear war by seeking such a blockade, it added. It was not immediately clear what U.S. proposal the agency was referring to. Should the United States and its followers try to enforce the naval blockade against our country, we will see it as an act of war and respond with merciless self-defensive countermeasures, as we have warned repeatedly, stated the agency. So tensions are continuing to escalate between the United States and North Korea, and I don't think it's going to simmer down anytime soon, you guys, but I will definitely continue to keep you updated. But speaking of nuclear, I have a report here from the Washington Free Beacon, and they are reporting that Russia has sharply expanded their nuclear arsenal and are also upgrading underground facilities. Here's that report. Russia is aggressively building up its nuclear forces and is expected to deploy a total force of 8,000 warheads by 2026, along with modernizing deep underground bunkers, according to Pentagon officials. The 8,000 warheads will include both large strategic warheads and thousands of new yield and very low yield warheads to circumvent arms treaty limits and support Moscow's new doctrine of using nuclear arms early in any conflict. In addition to expanding its warheads, Russia also is fortifying underground facilities for command and control during a nuclear conflict. It goes on further to state the new assessment also suggests Russia is planning to blend its conventional forces with nuclear forces in future conflicts, further complicating the use of American nuclear arms as a deterrent to warfare. The new disclosure on Russia's arms buildup is among some of the details being studied by the Pentagon as part of a major review of U.S. nuclear forces called the Nuclear Posture Review. The conclusions of the review are expected to be disclosed around the time President Trump delivers his State of the Union address to a joint session of Congress next month. Trump last summer called for sharply increasing the size of the U.S. nuclear arsenal during a meeting of national security officials on July 20th. He said, "I want modernization and rehabilitation. It's got to be in tip-top shape." The current posture of U.S. nuclear forces was set by then-President Barack Obama in 2010 review that called for reducing the role of nuclear weapons in the size of the arsenal. It goes on even further to state that the Pentagon's new posture review is based in part on a reversal of the outdated Obama-era assessment. Russia's nuclear forces, new warheads, missiles, bombers, and submarines are increasing sharply. The nuclear modernization is regarded as more ominous because it's coupled